Hey y'all, my name is Maddie. I am part of the group of volunteers, and this week we were assigned Chapter 13, Communication and Information Technology. I will be going over the first two sections, Organizational Communication and Information Technology Systems and Networks. So the first part I'm going to go over and kind of teach you guys about is organizational communication. The key word in this being communication. Communication is defined as the transmission of information and its meaning. This is basically just how word gets around, how information gets tossed around, how people learn things, how people learn what to do and not to do. It's a crucial element everywhere in business and life, in personal relationships and work relationships. Specifically, this is organizational communication. So this is communication between organizations and within organizations. So two big businesses coming together and talking, learning from each other, competition, all those things. Or one organization's department, so HR and finance talking to each other, things like that. Within organizational communication, there are three different types. There's vertical, horizontal, and grapevine communication. The first two, vertical and horizontal, are considered the formal types of communication. These are the types recognized by management and are promoted by management depending on what your business is. In vertical communication, goes up and down the chain of command, so from managers to lower level employees to lower level employees to managers. There are two kinds within vertical communication. There is downward vertical communication, so that means that managers are creating their ideas, creating their plans, and sending that information down to their lower level managers, to their employees, to their floor people, to everybody within the organization, so top to down. This is where they've created their vision and they're delegating their employees on how to implement and make that successful. The second type of vertical communication is upward communication. This is vital in new and growing businesses. It's actually something that's really good for innovation because this promotes employee participation. So employees are creating their ideas. They have open door policies, meaning they can talk to their managers whenever they need to. It's a very open, comfortable, more modern way of communication. So the employees in lower level create their ideas, make plans, and they send it up to management. So that is the two types of vertical communication. There is also horizontal communication. This is between colleagues and peers, so between two managers, between two sales floor associates, between two peers in our classroom. This is multi-directional, so it goes back and forth and everything like that. In a business world, it's more within departments or within teams. So like before, I said this is between HR and finance. Okay, two people in HR talking. Okay, team A talking to team B. Okay, these are all people within the same level of responsibility talking to each other. There is one type of informal communication, and that would be grapevine communication. This is where rumors and gossips come. This is when employees are talking about, oh man, who's gonna get laid off? Did you hear what Susie in HR did? This is informal, not supported by management. Often creates cliques and just a very unhealthy work environment. So I'm going to move on, and the next section I was covering is information technology systems and networks. The big thing about this is what is data and what is information. How are these different? So data is unorganized. It's just facts and figures. It's a list of 72 numbers that unless you wrote those numbers down, you have no idea what they mean. That's where information comes in. Information is the organized matter, the organized form of data, where somebody comes in and they have put those 72 numbers, put them in a pie chart, put them in a graph, put them in some way that helps other people make decisions. And then there's big data. This is just a very large data set. So like census, big data. But census becomes information when somebody organizes it and puts it in a way that others can understand. The information is very important because it helps businesses find relationships between what they're doing, what they're not doing, what is causing our business to succeed, what is causing it to fail. And these sorts of things, businesses, in In this information age, businesses are always looking for employees who can analyze our data, analyze our information, and help them make better business decisions. Then comes this word that we all know, IT. IT, what does it stand for? It's information technology. And this is all the technology used to store, process, and distribute useful data and information. You just call the IT department, hey, here are these tech nerds, for lack of a better word, and they're gonna fix our computer. They're gonna make it so I can talk to my coworker through this headset, or we can send emails, or we have the cloud, Gmail, our Google Drive, even the system we use through Mary Washington, our Outlook and our Drive and through there. It's a big system where everybody who teaches, everybody who attends and learns at the university can talk to each other and share our information. There are a couple of different ways though we can use IT. The biggest one that everybody uses, that I'm going to be using, that you're going to be using to watch this video, is the internet. This is our global connection, our global collection of data. This is how people from New Zealand, from China, from Puerto Rico, from the Philippines, how we can all talk to each other, how we can all share our thoughts, ideas, data, information globally. We're in this age of where we have the Internet of Things. We're connected to so many digital devices. My computer, for instance, is connected to my phone. My car is connected to my phone. My internet is connected to my laptop, my phone, my roommate's laptop, my Fire Stick, my Roku. All of these things are forms of IT where we're storing data, where we're sending data, where data is being processed. It's kind of its own ecosystem. It's an ecosystem of technology versus an ecosystem of people, but in a way, this technology is connecting with people. It's kind of it's a little bit of a part of us. Another way we use IT is a form of e-commerce. This is when we're using Amazon, when we're using some other internet, when we're using Amazon, where we're online shopping at Bed Bath & Beyond, Bath & Body Works, Target, Walmart. This is a machine-to-machine transaction without any human interaction. I can pick out a dress, pick out my size, pick out a new phone over the internet and not talk to a single person while doing it. And that's another way IT is used. There's also wireless communication. So this is another form of e-commerce, but more in your hand. So this is mobile commerce, my bad. We we buy and sell items through a phone. There's an eBay app, an Amazon app, Walmart online app. All of these things is a form of e-commerce, just transformed into mobile commerce. And then there's cloud computing, like I mentioned before. This is a in the cloud, inanimate data warehouse where we can share our information. There is no brick and mortar building storing my 6,000 pictures I've taken since I was 12 years old. They're just in a cloud somewhere, nice and safe. Which we'll talk about cybersecurity a little bit later. But with this, people are always talking about the internet is bad, your cell phones are bad, we're so unattached, you're wasting so much time. So there is a dark side to the internet and cell phones. It's kind of blurring our balance between work and personal life, our work-life balance. We all think that, oh man, I have a computer in my pocket. This is gonna be so useful. I can multitask, I can check my email while on a conversation. I can buy and sell and do business through my phone or through my laptop that I can take with me anywhere. We have Wi-Fi hotspots that make it, I could be in the middle of the woods and still have Wi-Fi, and that's a very new generation thing we have going on. But with all of this, we're losing time due to these distractions. Mentioned in before chapters, there's no such thing as real good multitasking. You may think you're getting a lot done in this short amount of time, but your actions are gonna suffer. Nothing is gonna be done to your 100% potential. There also comes problems in the workplace. It's often found that employees are doing personal matters while on the job. I'm guilty of that. I will be waitressing and have no tables, or have like, oh man, okay, I've done a lot of work. to myself, I think I've done a lot of work. I can take 5 minutes, be on my phone. That 5 minutes turns into half an hour. And, jobs and employers are not liking this. They're starting to monitor employee use, ban cell phone use, have you check in your phone or personal devices, I should say. But that comes into, why do we want our employers monitoring what we're doing? Do they not trust us? Is this a lack of privacy, an invasion of privacy? And this is where, like I said before, cybersecurity and privacy matters come into play, but on a more wide-scale level. We've all heard about privacy scandals, Facebook scandals, Target scandals, anywhere where our cards are getting skimmed and our information is getting taken, our identities are stolen. That comes into play when we're using technology in every aspect of our lives. Nowadays, companies are spending more and more on security measures, and that is something to look into as information technology and just technology, security, networks, all of those are increasing. I've been talking about, cloud computing and storage technologies and all types of information systems on, and there are actually a couple different types. There is a transaction processing system. This is, something we use in everyday life. These are routine, recurring matters, accounts receivable, payroll that happens every week. They happen and they're gonna happen and keep happening. These are things you do every day, like, oh, I'm gonna use my debit card at Wawa, at Five Guys. I'm gonna use it online as a form of e-commerce. These are all forms of transaction processing systems. They transfer small data or big data that just happens recurring, routine, just normal everyday things. There is also management information systems. This is actually part of our course study in the College of Business here. This is when you take data, raw facts and figures, and you turn it into information. You turn it into readable, usable, transferable information that can be used by other businesses and within your own organization. With this, there is decision support systems. So this uses management insight, human insight, to assist in making non-routine decisions. With this, you can use decision models. It's very flexible, here are 10 different types of things using the information you've given us. Here are the roads they'll lead you down. With this, where do they get the information from? Where do they get these inputs? That's where MIS comes in. It's taking your data, turned it into information, and now decision support systems are using that information to give you insight into your business. There is one more form of information systems, and that'd be information networks. This is where we apply IT to connect to everybody. This is integrating information systems. This is how what these networks do is they connect everyone. They've taken MIS, they've taken transaction processing systems, they've taken decision support system, put it in one big arena, taken all of our cloud computing, our e-commerce, and taken all of our information, put it in one way, integrated it so that we have one large system where everybody can find tutorials on how to do their job, where they can solve problems, find what other companies did to solve problems, and this is a lot of information, I'm sorry. And this is just basically using communication, information technology is how businesses talk to each other. This is how we talk to each other. This is how, friends and peers talk to each other without even knowing it. You don't really think about, wow, I'm connected to my entire university through information systems, through one giant network. I'm connected. This video right now is connected. It's going to be on the internet for everybody to see if they wanted to. Somebody, random high school student, college student can be looking up something about communication and then they'll find this. That's just part of our cloud computing, our Internet of Things where everybody is connected. It's something that businesses today have to make sure they are in front of, make sure their websites are secure, their transactions are secure, so that, with communication, things don't get leaked, but not everything is so private that companies and employees can't talk to each other. Thank you.